everyone, we have many situation. We have many situation to get into leadership. Okay. One of the situation the authors share with us is people with a clear version. They will see something valuable and they will work for it. As they hire their first employee, they will start leading. So this is one of the situation. Then another one is someone asks them to lead because no one else can lead. For example, in church, maybe the, the 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 part is nobody to lead. Then they just simply ask, you are in this how to say, then you just lead us lah. So it's asked from somebody. Then the another situation is the person in charge is doing so poorly and they worry the it will come to a fail. So they ask another person to take charge and organize it. So many come to many situations to how we get started. So then why do we want to lead? Okay, number one is help other people, help your teams, and help your organizations. Second, we fulfill a worthy vision, that will make the world a better place. And then the third one is add value to others and not just ourselves. Yeah. Okay. And then come to the first questions. Okay. So the author asks us, how can a young leader establish his vision, and get buy-in when he doesn't yet have a track record of success? Okay, so the author share with us is he say young leader need to have credibility and you need to earn trust before people will buy in. When you take on a new leadership position, some factors will affect your trust. For example, the credibility of your predecessors or the influence of the people who put you into place. Because the trust is transferable. So means someone like your senior recommend you to take this lead position, so they will trust your senior more to they know your senior is more trustworthy, so they will give chance to you to hold this place. Another factor will affect is the culture of the organization. If the culture of the organization is negative, the people will assume you won't be a good leader or will give you a very little grace to lead. And then if another part is if the organization is positive, the people may be open to you and give you the benefits of the doubt of as long as 6 months, according to the author. What you say have to align with what you do. If you have demonstrated character and competence well, your credibility will increase. As people trust growth, your influence will grow also eventually in your organization. So continuously, the author will share with us how to earn trust before people will buy in to character and competence. For the first part, okay, we're going to look into to demonstrate competence as you start in leadership. Begin with these 4 basic. Number 1, you have to work hard because people respect someone who work hard, and who have a good work ethic. The second one is you have to think ahead, beginning with the end in mind and identifying priorities. And then the third one is demonstrate excellence. The better you are at your job, the higher your initial credibility. And last one is follow through. Good leaders bring things to completion. Okay. Everyone clear with this one? Okay. Okay. Let's proceed. And next is to communicate character to team members in a short time. Okay, the author recommend us to follow these things. Number one, to care about the people you lead. Because how to say if you care about the people and show it, they will be able to see your good character. When you when people ask when you are the new leader to arrive in the organization, the people will ask three things. Do he care for me? Second, can he help me? And third, can I trust him? This is the three things normally the people will ask when a new leader arrives. And then we're going to make things right. When how to say this one is leaders make things right and don't hide their mistakes. When decision don't take out when decisions don't turn out the ways they were intended to, leader owe their followers an explanation or an apologize. Means when leader also is human, right? So sometimes we will make mistake. So we have to explain our mistake and make apologize. And the better way is to amend our mistake to make the things get better. And then the last one is tell the truth. When there is consistency between the words and actions of the leader, followers know the leaders can be trusted. Means your words and your action should be equally same. So you will gain their trust. Okay, this is the first question. How a young leader establish his vision and get buy-in when he doesn't yet have a track record of success. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Okay, question number 2. We will look into how do you determine your leadership potential? Everyone has the potential to lead. Not everyone can become a great leader, but everyone can become a better leader. Okay, so what is the sign that you should try to lead others starting now? What is show you that like you can lead now. Okay, you need to examine it through these four areas. First is focus on the need that speak to your heart. Second, make the most of your abilities. Third, tap into your passion. Fourth is develop your influence. Okay, we will look into it one by one. Yeah. The first one is pay attention on the needs you see. Leadership begins with a need, not when someone wants to fill an empty leadership position. The authors believe that everything rises and falls on leadership. So if you see a need that you feel a strong desire to address and it moves you to action, this is a sign that you have the potential to lead in this area. Okay, I have an example to share with you all is uh, I'm a Catholic, so every week we go to church. Then last time I'm not holding any position. So when I'm sitting downstairs there and then I attend the weekly mass, then I feel that why the choirs, the singing person, the choir, they are not managed well. Many things like la la lao lao like this. So very messy lah. That it's also caused me to cannot focus the mass very well because of the choir is not well managed. So I in this case I see a need that maybe I can offer some help to them. So I start with help them, and then step by step, then they ask me to help to lead. Then I also feel that uh, I can help them, so I take up the position lah. So I'm leading the choirs in my church. So this is one of my example lah for this. Pay attention on the needs you see. Okay, everyone clear? Or you all have any situation or any case want to share with us? Any example, not case, example. Need to think. Okay. Okay, now mind, let us proceed. And when you think that you came across the example, then you just update us lah. Okay, second one is you have to use your natural ability to help others. When the ability of the leader perfectly fit the need of the moment, the results can be extraordinary. We tend to lead naturally in areas where we are gifted. We add the most value when we work in the areas where are naturally intuitive, productive, satisfied, and influential. The author gives us an example is the Henry Ford who built the cars. He changed the how to say, he built the cars and he changed the United States and also changed the world. Now we have car to drive. Okay, the third one. you have to look into this area, make the most of your passions. After you know the needs, then you use your ability, your nature ability to help others, and you have to keep your passion. Passion in a leader is compelling to others. People want to follow passionate leader. This quote is very touching. It say, "You are as young as your faith, as old as your doubt, as young as your self-confidence, as old as your fear, as young as your hope, as old as your despair." So we have to believe in our faith, believe in our self-confidence, believe in our hope to continue to drive our passion. The author say, if you are new to leadership, tap into your passion and feel it. If you are not new, make sure you don't cool down. Continue to burn your passions. Okay. The last area you have to look into is develop your influence. A saying says that the people who can capture and hold attention is the person who can effectively influence human behavior. It's something like the author share with us, the inventor who can persuade no one of the value of his device, or the merchants who cannot attract enough customer into his store, or a teacher is teaching in front but the student is playing at the behind the classroom. So means we have to actually what position we hold, we have to influence others, we have to get others' attentions. So if you want to make an impact in the world, you must be able to influence people. So what is the first one? You have to seek for the need, focus, pay attention on the need, and you use your nature ability to help others, make the most of your passion. The last one is develop your influence. If you can do this, follow the sequence, focus your needs, you make use of your abilities, tap into your passion, and develop your influence, then you can become a leader to make a difference in the world. Any questions so far? Ignited your need, use nature ability, feel the passion, make influence bigger. Second one, use your nature ability. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Okay. So the Patrick is asking the second one is the this one, right? Use your nature ability to help others. Is it? So it means the author share with us is we tend to lead naturally in area where we are gifted. So means like for the example number one I give, I saw the needs in my church choirs. I saw that they are lack of people who are passionate, and they are how to say they are how to say they have the ability in maybe in music in this area. So there are lack of this kind of people. Then the time comes is I good in music, so I have my gift to help them. So I use my nature ability to help them. So when come to this point, can fit in my my uh, gifted my gifted ability can fit in the needs to help the situation become better. Is it okay, Patrick? Okay. Yeah, so far so good. Any other questions? I saw this is like a sequence lah. So you have to focus on the need, okay, that the need is speak to your heart, and then you look into your abilities. Is it can meet the needs? After you can fit in, then you have to tap into your passion, continue to burn your passion, and then continue to develop your influence to others, get other attention. Then follow this sequence, we will become a great leaders to make a difference in the world. Okay, question number 3. How can I discover my unique purpose as a leader? How do you get to know yourself? Okay, know yourself and discover your strength. Then you have the opportunity to discover your purpose. Learn from self-evaluations tools like Strengths Finder is recommended by the author. And we also learn through trials and errors. Like for example, we move forward, then we met some situation, we crash, then we're going to reflect why we crash, and we evaluate it, and we make a change. Then after that, we move forward again. So we follow this sequence, we try, then we meet error, we meet failures, then we evaluate, and then we make a change and we move forward. Every success and every failure can bring you to another step closer to knowledge of yourself. Your goals are to sharpen your skills and to increasingly target your work towards your strengths. Okay. Uh, this Martin Luther King says, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets as well as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, here is great street sweeper who does his job well. Is it okay with this quote? Easy to understand, right? So we have to figure out, we have to know our strength, okay, to discover our strengths, okay, to find our unique purpose. Okay, then the author share with this, what really matters to you? Number one, what makes me sing? Your answer will reveal what brings you joy. Second, what makes me cry? Your answer reveals what touches your heart. Then, what makes me dream? Your answer reveals what sparks your imagination. What makes me excel? Your answer reveals your strengths. And what makes me different? Your answer reveals your uniqueness. The better you know yourself and the truer you are to yourself, the greater your success will be as a leader. No one is better qualified to be you than you. God only made one of you, so be yourself and do what He created you for. Okay. The author also asked us about this question. He said the more question you can answer, the greater the number of clues you will have to help you reveal your purpose as a leader. Okay, any question on this question? Question number 3. How can I discover my unique purpose as a leader? So you all have to go and figure out this question. And the more question you can answer, then you can reveal your purpose as a leader. Okay, everyone. No question? Shall we proceed? Okay. Question number 4. It says that to be a good leader, you must first be a good follower. Does this maxim hold true all the time? If so, at what point does a follower become a leader? Okay.
Okay, Steve, I will interrupt a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I want to tie question 1, 2, and 3 together.
Okay.
And then it is worthwhile in this case when I go through, when I try to put the 3 together, worthwhile for you to evaluate and see whether you have these things or not. Because question 1, 2, and 3 is essential if you want to progress as a leader, if you want to grow as a leader. In other words, if question 1, 2, and 3 if you don't have the elements mentioned in question 1, 2, and 3, it is going to be very hard for you to grow as a leader. Let me paraphrase it, or let me try to explain it in my way in a simpler way for you to understand. Question 1. If you look at question 1, okay. Now, question 1 is basically about your habitual attitude. It's essential. If you don't have the right attitude, it's very hard for you to grow as a leader. The right attitude to grow as a leader requires you to have work hard, an attitude of working hard. Because you know that as a leader, no choice one. As a leader, you have to become better. So if you don't become better, very hard for you to influence other people. So to be better, you need to work hard. So you have to already have this habitual attitude. That means this is already part of your life. I want to work hard. I want to work hard at improving. And I'm always thinking ahead. That's why I always look forward, look to the future. And it's always about progress, in other words. If you combine work hard and think ahead and demonstrate excellence, what is that? That means you continuously want to improve. You always have this habitual mindset, attitude, habitual mindset that I want to just continuously improve. Now, if you don't have this, that's it. You can't be a leader. Because if you don't have this habitual lifestyle or mindset of continuous improvement, then how can you improve enough to increase your influence? You can't. So the first evaluation is, if you really want to grow as a leader, if you really want to keep moving forward as a leader, do you have this attitude in you? That continuous improvement attitude. Now, this is where you have to now, good time now to just ask yourself, do I have it? How do I show it? What am I doing in my everyday life that demonstrate that strong desire to improve, to continuously improve? When was the last time you have put in the effort to improve? How frequently do you put it? Is it a daily lifestyle? Do you schedule into a daily lifestyle? Now, this is where another attitude. First attitude is the kind of internal improvement attitude. Then there's the external attitude. The external attitude is you want things not just to improve inside you. You also had this attitude or habitual thinking of improvement outside. This is where you're caring for people, you're making things right, you're telling the truth. It's all about your interaction external already. That's why internal, you have this continuous attitude of improvement. External, you have this attitude of also improvement. That means improving myself inside, improving outside, the people around me. That's first. So do you have this attitude? If you don't, then sorry, it's going to affect your leadership. Because if you don't, you don't have this a daily lifestyle attitude. You don't have this attitude that drives your daily lifestyle that will make an impact. that will create an influence. So cannot. Oh? So self-evaluation. Do you have this? Do you have this constant desire to improve inside and outside? Inside your own life and outside whatever you see around you. Then it goes to number 2. Okay, let's say number 1. Oh, okay, I have. Okay, I have. Then where? How? What should I do? What is the best thing for me to do to make that impact? To know where is my leadership is best. Right? Now, this is where now I have to understand what outside, because I have the, you see, you notice if your question 1 is not answered properly, you don't have the desire for what is outside, the improvement outside, you won't see the need one, You cannot go to question 2.1. Because you're not concerned about improvement, then you won't be able to see the need outside. You see what I'm saying? If I'm concerned about improvement outside, then I'll be able to see the need outside. I see the problems outside. Okay? That's why once you have number 1, then I can move to number 2. Oh, then I notice the need. But then, sometimes there are needs that I notice, but I'm not the best person to solve it. Everybody cannot do everything. But everybody can do something. And the something is tied into your gift, your abilities. Which is why you will try to fit your gift and your ability to the problem and the need you see. Now, once you are able to have number 1, then it's easy to move to number 2. Now, this is where you have to practice. With number 1, it will keep you practicing. And when it keeps you practicing, hopefully the point 3 in question 2 comes in. Your passion. Passion means you're on fire. Now, on fire, you have to have confidence. Confidence comes from experience and comes from practicing. And when you practice, you become more and more confident, you become on fire, and because of your confidence, on fire, and your experience, you increase your influence. You see your question 2 get answered. Then you'll see your potential growing. You get excited, more excited, because your influence improves. But question 3 is begin with the end in mind. As you begin to notice you are making the impact, now you must decide where is the end in mind I want to accomplish with my life. In other words, now you look further down the road and you must decide, okay, what impact, what legacy do I want to leave behind? That's your question 3. Okay, that's why your question 3 is, how can I discover my unique purpose? Your legacy. In other words, it's Stephen Covey, habit 2, begin with the end in mind. That means at the end of your life, when you die, what impact would you have already left behind? So that the people left behind will continue with it. Then, that's where your leadership really have an end, have an effective end, have an end that speaks out as your purpose. Can you see the 1, 2, 3? Very crucial. So do you have you been applied? Do you have number 1 attitude? Question 1, the attitude of question 1. Do you have the habit, daily habit of practicing, doing these things in question 2? Then have you now started considering, is this what I want to dedicate my whole life to? I hope you can see these 3 These three go hand in hand. Attitude inside towards myself, attitude outside towards what's happening around me. 2, my practice, my daily practice, my daily habit, my daily, the daily things that I do. And then eventually 3, my looking forward, looking to the future, looking towards the end. Is this where I want to go with my life? And is this the legacy I want to leave behind with my life? Okay, I hope you're able to picture the 3 essential element here, factors here that you need to be practicing in your life if you want to progress as a leader. Okay, back to you, Steve. I don't see any questions, so yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And question 4 and all those are the additional things that will help you to continue to develop yourself as a leader. This question 4 is about transitioning. That means how you transition between follow. You're bound to be following. Like most of you, when you join YMAT, at the beginning, you're more of a follower. But you notice the longer you join YMAT, and because of the way YMAT has been arranged, you are required to take steps to be a leader. Correct? Now, notice, initially, you spend most of your time just following. Now, how do you know when to keep shifting so that you become more and more a leader and less a follower? Now, you will still be both. Eventually, everybody has both. But the question is, the leader part should be increasing. Okay, Steve.
Okay, so the question is, it is said that to be a good leader, you must first be a good follower. Does this maxim hold true at all times? If so, at what point does a follower become a leader? A good leader knows how and when to follow. They are willing to learn how to follow well before trying to lead. In a healthy environment, different people take the lead based on the situation and the skill needed in the moment. Oftentimes, the authors become the follower when deferring to the expertise of people in his organization. Successful leaders enable others to achieve greatness. They set aside their ego and allow themselves to follow. But a saying says that who would learn to lead must first of all learn to obey. If you want to be a good leader, understand following and never forget what it is like to sit in the followers' chairs. Sir, maybe I need your help to explain this because I'm not really sure how to explain in further.
Okay, can. Now always bear in mind, whatever you do, that means whatever you see, everybody is learning from weakness. Everybody has weakness. Agree? Everybody still have areas they need to improve, which is why question 1, remember the attitude, the continuous improvement attitude, the attitude of continuously wanting to be better and better and better. Now, as a leader, influence, another word is setting the example. Influence is the impact you make with other people so that other people will follow you. That's what influence is. The impact you make on other people so that other people will follow you. But can you imagine if you are not learning the right thing? if you are not following the right things. In other words, basically, it means this. It means that when you are following, there are some things you're not willing to change. As you learn that some things are good, some things are not good, you begin to choose, and then you go and choose the things you like, and then you don't like, you don't learn. Now, what's going to happen is this. Even if you become a leader, imagine what kind of example you will be setting for the people who are looking to you. That same bad habit or the same bad practice that you did not learn, that you did not improve, that you did not change. That's why what happens basically is this. That's why the number one attitude, very important. The continuous improvement attitude, very important. And this is going to be reflected here. You don't have a continuous improvement attitude, you will not be a good follower, because you don't have a continuous improvement attitude. You will not choose to follow certain things you don't like. And when you do that, that means you choose some things I like, I do. I don't like, I don't do. Right? Now, then, what's going to happen? You are not a very good follower, right? Because you are choosing only. Right? A good follower, regardless, as long as it's right, you like or don't like, a good follower, if it's right, you will try your best to improve. That's what a good follower will do. A good follower will be based on right, not based on like. Okay? So once you based on like, you are not a very good follower, I can assure you, you won't become a very good leader. Because you are setting a very bad example. You are still displaying, all right, action that is based on I like, I do, I don't like, I don't do. Then what do you think your follower will do? Even though you become a leader and people are looking to you, right? They will follow the very example you display. Then what happened? You are not a very good leader because you do not make a very good impact on them to change their life. Can you see that? But if you choose based on right, not based on what you like, then you have this continuous attitude of wanting to improve. And people see you and you are improving and you are displaying your discipline to do what is right, even though you don't feel like it. But when people look at you, hey, it makes impact. People will see, wow, this guy is really putting in the effort because, and he doesn't quit when things get tough. So the impact becomes big, greater. Okay, that's why this idea of being a good follower actually is a choice one, you know. It's certain choices you make in your mindset. Choices to put right above right. Okay? And when you do that, right, automatically as you practice it, actually the leadership is beginning. You see, leadership is subconscious one. Leadership is, yes, you can consciously step forward and people can see you stepping forward. But even when you don't step forward, let me say this, people are also watching you because they are, interacting with you. And in that moment of interaction, influence already happening. And the more you improve, the greater will be the impact on the interaction, during the interaction. And it's happened simultaneously with your improvement. That's why improvement go up, impact follows. So my question becomes very simple also here. If somehow after 1 year you're not making an impact, actually I will question your improvement. If your impact is not increasing, I would challenge you to look at your improvement. Because if your improvement is increasing, there's no way your impact will not increase at the same time. Because it is a subconscious influence. People watch you one. You cannot not make the impact one, because the changes is happening inside you, and it becomes very obvious. People are seeing it. That's why being a successful follower is defined by continuous improvement, and you can see the improvement. Okay? That means you are attending class and you are practicing. You are making the effort to change your life, to improve your life by practicing. But in the practice, that's what follow is. To follow is to act upon what you learn is right. The new things that you learn is right, leading to a change inside your life and outside your lifestyle. Okay? Any question? I hope it makes sense to you. Okay, Steve? Since no comment, no question here. Back to you, Steve.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, we will move to question number 5. I am a bit introvert.
Hello.
Yes, can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Uh-oh. What is happening? Oh, okay, good.
Can I? Okay. Okay, we move to question number 5. I'm a bit introvert, and I believe that being more outgoing could help me to be a leader. How can I accept my personality, yet blossom in connecting with others? First, leadership is about working with people. It can be more difficult for some introverts to lead, but doesn't mean that introverts can't lead. You just need to become your best self by focusing on your gifts and maximizing the best qualities of your temperament. Okay, the author asks us to look into this area. Okay. First is understand the value of connecting with others. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. People may admire how much you know, how well versed you are in your field. But they will remember you for the age for how much you care for them and for the greatest good you have made. For instance, Mother Teresa. Okay, she makes the good things to the world, and people didn't look at what is her qualification, but just look at what she has made good to the world. Then second one is connect with others using your strengths. The authors maximize these 5 strengths. Number 1 is humor. He enjoy a good laugh. Second, authenticity. He always be myself in all situations. Okay. Number 3 is confidence. He feel good about himself and believe strongly in people. Then hope. He naturally lift up and encourage people all the time. Then the last one is simplicity. Try don't impress people with big words or complex sentence, but keep it simple. So they ask us, what are our top 5 strengths? Did we using them? Have you found a way to make who you are works for you? Okay. Then the last one is ask good leaders to give you feedback. If you want to learn how to make the most of your strengths and leverage the best traits of your personality types, you have to seek out feedback from other leaders. Stephen Covey shared with us, it takes humility to seek feedback. It takes wisdom to understand it, analyze it, and appropriately act on it. Yeah, that's all for question number 5. Anything to add on, sir?
Well, one thing very important for us to understand, both introvert and extrovert have weakness, strength and weakness. A lot of people think that extrovert are better leader. No. Extrovert are better at starting. Okay? Why? Because they're extrovert. They take initiative very fast. That's what extrovert do. Okay? But always bear in mind, extrovert get in trouble faster too. Okay? So always bear in mind, as much that means what I'm trying to say is, yes, extrovert seems to act out as a leader faster, not necessarily better. Okay? That's what I'm trying to say. So, if you are an introvert, I know you are slower, but doesn't mean you are worse. This is one thing I want you to get you all to understand. That's all. Now, an extrovert need to slow down and learn to show care. An introvert need to take initiative and act faster before it's too late. Can you see the difference? Okay, so both have weakness they need to overcome. So extrovert, introvert, they just different in what they are better off or worse off. So if you are introvert, you just have to learn to take initiative faster. Don't doubt yourself too much. That means when you see something, an extrovert tend to do is when they see, before they think carefully, they jump in already. Okay? And oftentimes create some problem. Introvert, no. They see, then they hold back and want to evaluate some more, evaluate some more, evaluate some more. And by the time they want to be ready, a bit late already because other people are affected already. So extrovert need to, I want to go in. Extrovert should say, hold back, think carefully first. That's what the extrovert will have to do. Introvert, I'm thinking already. Introvert should say, no, I cannot wait too long. I must take initiative and act. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, and only only then you have a chance to express your leadership. But of course, an introvert very often will say, yeah, better off I don't want to express also. I'm happy not expressing my leadership. Right? But always bear in mind, the world needs any and every influence, positive influence. So don't deprive the world of the influence you can make. That's what I want to encourage. So in your mindset, you should tell yourself this. Okay? The world needs any and every influence, positive influence that introvert can contribute. So take the initiative as soon as you find fit. That's all. Usually when an introvert finally take initiative and act, right? Their influence will keep going up because they care. Because introvert, their gentle nature and not just gentle. If their high S is gentle, if their high C, they are more conscientious. So their gentle and conscientious mindset will ensure that they keep improving. The extrovert, they jump in too quickly and then they mess up. You see? And a bit of backfire. That's why slow start, but steady improvement for introvert. So start. So that's all. The only thing I want to encourage if you are introvert. Don't wait too long. Start. You tend to wait too long if you are introvert. Okay? And you will be able to see it blossom because the likelihood is that you will keep slow but steady improvement and steady impact. Okay, Steve.
Okay. Actually, I'm prepared until here. So, yeah. Anything we can add on? Anyone want to add on something?
Okay, one thing I want to add for everybody, whether you are extrovert or introvert. This question is about asking feedback. Now, first thing, do you ask feedback? That's the first question I want to ask. If you do, then I have to ask, how frequently do you ask feedback? Okay? Once a month? Or every opportunity? Now, this is a question very important. Okay? Because otherwise, how are you going to progress? Okay? But anyway, once you ask feedback, it is also an influence, even as much as it is about self-improvement. First is, do I ask feedback? How often do I ask feedback? Now there's a third question. It hasn't finished yet. If you do ask feedback, who do you ask feedback from? There's also a third thing. Who? Do you only ask feedback from those people who you know likely will give you positive feedback? Or are you willing to even ask feedback from those whom you know may be a bit more critical? And very often the people who are more critical may be the ones you can learn the most from. Okay? So that is a reflection also of your question one attitude. If your question one attitude values improvement, you will ask feedback from anybody and everybody whom you know can give you very good feedback. However, if your question one attitude is approval, not improvement, approval, you will likely only ask feedback from those people who will give you positive feedback. Now, that not necessarily will help you with improvement. Okay? So do I ask feedback? How frequently do I ask feedback? Who do I ask feedback from? Okay? 4. The fourth one, last question. What do I do with the feedback? Now, that's you need to ask that final question, then only the feedback has its impact on your life. Okay? So this is just some thought about asking feedback.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we will end here. Yeah, thank you, everyone. We will continue to question number 6 to question number 10 next week.
Can I just request that during sometime this week, you hopefully will be able to go back to question 3 and really reflect on question 3. What really matters to you? This is very important question, actually. To be able to understand your heart. What makes you sing? What makes you cry? What makes you dream? What makes you excel? And what makes you different? This is 5 questions. Anyway, this is what this book is all about. Good leaders ask great questions. And this is a very great question in order to shape the kind of leader you should be. Because this has to do with, like question 3, the unique purpose, your unique purpose as a leader. It will define you. And it will define the legacy that you will leave behind with your life. Also, it can shape so that your life becomes very exciting. Okay? Yeah. Don't end up living a life that the world requires from you, which is what? Which is you will notice a lot of older generation do that. They end up just working for a living in order to earn enough money to earn enough money so that the family is well off, financially well off. Finish, full stop. But you can see that very often they live a life with bitterness. Okay? Yeah. You don't want that. And you can't do that. You cannot live a life with purpose and with passion if you don't have these 5 questions sort of thought through. So worthwhile, okay? So if you want to be a good leader, the kind of good leader with the kind of unique purpose in your life, spend a lot of time on these 5 questions. Okay? Okay. Back to you, Steve, to say good night.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for everyone for joining. We will continue next week. Bye and good night.